What is up, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome back to a brand new and yes, finally updated Invoked Mekk Knight deck profile. You guys have been waiting for quite a few deck profiles, and I've got a few of them coming down the line. This is one of them, of course, following the new ban list. Of course, Brilliant Fusion being the most notable thing that caused change to come to this deck. As you know, I was playing Invoked Brilliant, or Brilliant Invoked for the longest time, and of course we have to switch things up now. I'm going to be getting a Burning Abyss profile up, probably post-Dark Neostorm, updated Mermail, Orchist, True Draco, a Shadal profile. We might see Guard Dragons in the future, as well as Time Thieves, so be on the lookout for all those types of deck profiles coming to the channel very, very soon. And yeah, so this is probably going to be the first on the deck profile train. I know Mermail is going to be probably up next. I'm just waiting on some cards. Ordered a whole bunch of other cards the other day. And yeah, if you want to help me out with buying cards to make videos like these, go ahead and check out Imperium Duelist. Pick up some of these awesome sleeves or these beautiful playmats they have on their website, or any gaming accessories, dice, and things of that nature. You can grab stuff off their website for 10% off with that discount code down in the description. Actually just bought some more Shatterfoil sleeves from them myself. They're the Diamond Effect sleeves. These are their non-effect sleeves here in purple. I've been using these on Mekk Knight Invoke for the longest time, and they look so darn good on here. I've been using them on here for months, and they just look fantastic. And the double-sleeved Extra Deck sleeves, the Sandstorm effect on the inside, and the Polka Dot on the outside. So now we'll go ahead and get into the profile, and we'll start with the monsters. So of course we have triple Alistair the Invoker. Obviously the ban list didn't hit Alistair, so we're still playing the triple Alistair as always. Still a fantastic normal summon for the deck, and can't do the double normal summon anymore unless you still want to play the one of Brilliant Fusion and one of Garnet or Lazuli, I guess it would be in this case. You still could. I guess, like, it's still, I guess, a viable engine in here. It's just like, do you want to just take the chance of now bricking, you know, even harder than before, I guess, because now the odds are kind of out of your favor. Well, I guess it's still 50-50 whether you draw, you know, the Lazuli or the Brilliant Fusion, but I guess at the end of the day, I'd rather just switch it up entirely than still try to hang on to that one play. So 3 Invoker, or Alice the Invoker is still standard. 3 Purple Nightfall, same thing here. I don't know if I was playing 3 in the last build, but seeing this card is just so crucial to your game plan. It gets all your plays started, and it's easy to set up turn 1 with just a Mekaba. And just having this card coming back during your standby phase is just crucial. Then we have 2 Blue Sky. I wouldn't play 3 of this card just because it can brick. You usually want to get him off of Purple Nightfall, and then Blue Sky gets you the rest of your cards to play from there. So I think 2 Blue Sky is fine. And you're never going to resolve like 3 Blue Sky in a game either. It's just not going to happen. Then we have 2 Indigo Eclipse and 1 Red Moon. I really like this Mekk Knight lineup just because the double Indigo is really nice, because a lot of times when you go into Morningstar, you're going to discard this card, and you're usually going to search it off Blue Sky, because that's usually how the search order goes. It's going to be Nightfall into Blue Sky, especially if you're going second, into Indigo, and then Indigo or Red Moon, or Indigo and Nightfall for next turn. But usually having a second Indigo to like search, and then maybe like discard one off of your Morningstar to set up with like the trap, or to bring back with the World Legacy Session. All these things, like I like the double Eclipse. It's really nice. And then Red Moon, also very nice, just to clear monsters, to help open up your opponent's field a little bit more, on top of the like tons of removal that you already play in this deck, which makes it so good, especially against like Thunder Dragons. Like, I find it very easy, like, because we just did some testing against like this deck versus like Thunder Dino, and like this deck just literally just scraped Thunder Dino every single game without even like blinking an eye. There were some games that went in Thunder Dino's favor just because the inherent really occasional explosive opening, and there wasn't enough out cards. But I still think this deck is super strong, especially against Striker now, especially since we are playing the Kaiju engine. I feel like this deck just got a whole lot better. Even though we did lose the Brilliant engine, it's still really good overall. And then we play our standard 6 hand traps that I've been playing. Triple Ash. Ash is, I think, a main way to go, just because it covers a broad spectrum, and it's a fire target for Purgatrude. That being like the biggest thing. and this is getting reprinted in common soon, which is going to be really good. That way I can take these damn proxies out of here. Then we have triple effect Valor. I cut Ghost Ogre for Valor because I think Valor is much, much better. Because I think the on-field negation on top of the anything negation is just really, really nice. So I think triple Valor is the way to go. You can also normal summon and go into Link Karibo if you're in that bad of a position. So that's it for the hand traps. 3 light hand traps and 3 fire hand traps to, again, give you invocation targets. And then we're playing the Kaijus, 1 Jizakiro, 1 Kamungus, and the double Gamma Seal. This is pretty standard for a Kaiju engine. I was going to play maybe 1 more Kaiju going forward, but I'm not sure what it'd be. It might be like a Godarla or a Radian, or you could also play a Thunder King. But I think having these 4 is fine because you can resolve, you know, a full Slumber in turn 1, still give them 2 things, and then you have room to search 2 more later on. I guess technically you could resolve 2 Slumber in a game if you do happen to draw on them, but you just won't get your search. So I guess it's sort of one or the other. But like, I think just being able to see the Slumber sooner because we're playing 2. Yes, you could play 3, but I just don't think it's necessary because going first, Slumber is pretty much dead. I guess it's discard fodder for Mechaba to get in the grave to banish next turn to search. But I think going forward, the only other thing I would change about the Kaiju is probably adding a third one. It'd probably be like Radiant or Godarla because it's like a medium attack. It's not the 3300 big boy. It's not the squishy 2200 one. I'm happy with replacing the Brilliant Engine for the Kaiju engine. So then we'll have the spells here. Triple Magical Meltdown. Terraforming being at 2, you need to see this card still. Protects your fusion summons, gets you Alistair, does a whole lot of stuff for you. Triple Mind Control, just taking your opponent's stuff is really, really good. Whether it be taking their Link monsters to Link Climb with, whether it be taking Thunder Dragon Colossus or Titan. Taking any really problem card and just linking it away is just really good, especially since Alistair the Invoker of Menace can be made with, like, it's so generic, it just needs 2 monsters with different types and attributes. Like, this card helps you turbo him out really, really fast against your opponent. And also, turn 1, if you can't use it, you just set it and use it to make a column and use next turn. 3 Call by the Grave, still standard. You still got to play 3 Call by. Negating hand traps, let your first turn plays go off is still important. And then this is like a thing that I don't know was really too standard. Double Invocation. Because I think playing double Invocation is fine. I've always thought 3 can kind of brick, just because the way I see it is you play technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Alistairs, because you play 2 Terraforming and you know, 3 Field Spell and 3 Alistair, and then those all eventually get you Invocation. And then basically any other time you open up Invocation on top of those cards, you already have 2 Invocation in hand, which isn't the greatest. And I've had turns where you open up Invocation and then no way to get to Alistair, even though you play so many ways to get to it in the first place. And it's just dead, and it's just really bad to see. And you have to like use your Link monster to to fusion with, and then you're just kind of in a bad position at that point. So I think 2 is fine. Some people will probably say I should play 3, but I think 2 is fine. Have never had a problem running it at 2. 2 Slumber next, just because just seeing this going second against so many decks is just really, really good. I guess arguably against Thunder Dragon is not going to be too good, but you still just might clear one thing or destroy one thing. And even if not, you have this engraved to search a Kaiju out next turn anyways, and you usually can put up a decent field regardless. That's why we play Pot of Desires, just because you still need to be able to like get cards to your hand under cards like Colossus, and Desires is that way to do it. So I think 2's fine. I know I'm not playing like that many 3-ofs, and you'll see for the rest of the cards. But I like the double Desire. I think 3 would probably be too much. Double Terraforming, because that's all we can play. Then we have some 1-ofs here, and these 1-ofs are Sky Striker Mega Hornet Jones, literally a 1-card Alistair the Invoker of Madness. This card is just busted. You have to play it in here. Succession, Searchable Monster Reborn, Searchable El Shaddai Fusion, or searchable El Shaddai Fusion. one of out card and the one secret space that you're going first play that your opponent sometimes can't deal with, because it's often like 2 monster negations, which is just really, really solid. And I guess you could side out this card for Whisper to negate spells, instead, like against different decks. I was playing 2 Instant Fusion. You probably could play 2 Instant Fusion, but I decided to cut it down because I need an Instant Fusion for another deck, and I just took it out of this deck because I think it's 42 cards as is in this build. But like, if this does get banished off Desires, like, you still play so many other out cards. You play Slumber, you play your Kaijus, like, there's just so many other cards in here, and you play your Mind Controls. Like, there's just so many other cards you have that can out-problem cards. And like I said, these 2 cards are searchable anyways, so losing them off Desires is sort of a not too big of a factor. Like, all these cards are searchable in some way, shape, or form, so losing them off Desires isn't too big of a deal. So that's it for the main deck. Now we'll go into the extra deck. Starting with the extra deck, we'll go into the links. We have 1 link Karibo, the Kagari. Basically, you know, you go Hornet Drones into this. This adds back Hornet Drones, play Hornet Drones again, and then you're into your Alistair and you put a fire target in your grave for a late game Purgatrio. Nightmare package, Phoenix, Cerberus, which I was actually considering cutting for a 3rd Mekaba. So you could consider this a 3rd Mekaba as well. I just don't have a 3rd one and didn't feel like proxying another one. So either a Cerberus or a Mekaba here. 1 Morningstar. Double Alistair the Invoker of Madness. This is a big change from the last profile, because I was still playing, I believe I was playing Spectrum Supreme, and I said at one point I would cut it for a 2nd one, and I finally got a 2nd one. I think playing 2 is nice just because if you go into it first turn to go into Mekaba to get your search of like a Book of the Law, because I find going into this, like if you open up Hornet Drones, if you really open up Hornet Drones and like Alistair going first, and like any other light monster, whether it be like a Jizukiru, Veilers, or any Mekk Knight card in your deck, you can go into this Mekaba and a set Book of Law, which is nice because you have the negation with Mekaba, and then you have the ability to tag Mekaba into a Raging, which is a free Book of Moon, and like that's a nice little bit of interruption there. So I wanted to be able to have that opportunity to go to Invoker of Madness turn 1, and then if I needed another one late game, have the option to, because it can come up. This card does generate a nice amount of advantage too, and helps you link climb and things of that nature. Then 1 Unicorn, because it's just great removal. Borlo Dragon and Boral Sword Dragon, because this deck can link climb super, super fast. Turn 2, or not even turn 2, turn 1 or turn 3 if you're going 2nd. I guess that would be turn 2. And Boral Sword is usually the go-to, but you never know when you're going to need Borload, so you might as well play it here. And that's it for the links. Like I said, I'll probably cut Cerberus for a 3rd Mekaba, maybe. There's some reason to play a 3rd Mekaba, but not all the reason. So fusions, we have 1,000 Eyes, 1 Invoked Raging, 1 Invoked Purgatrio, and 2 copies of Invoked Mekaba. Mainly because, like I said, I'd probably play 3 and cut Cerberus going forward. And this is a suggestion my brother actually made, because he's been playing this deck quite a bit lately on the channel, and getting a feel for the deck himself, as he's been, you know, playing it for a while now. Thinking that like a 3rd Mekaba does come up a lot, and you rarely go into Cerberus because the deck does have a decent way of removing monsters. So Cerberus often doesn't even come up for that effect. You mainly use him to link climb if you did even go into him in the first place. I think Phoenix is better to have, because clearing floodgates, you know, spell trap wise, is a better option, a better thing to worry about, especially since we're not playing Mekk Knight the Yellow Star. Can't clear back row that way, so we have to, you know, play Red Moon to basically do the job that Cerberus does. So that's why I would probably say cutting Cerberus, keeping Phoenix, just based on those main deck choices that we're playing. So that's it for the extra deck. I believe I had some people request a side deck, and basically some things that I could suggest for a side deck would be to probably play World Legacy Secrets or World Legacy Whispers, because that can negate spell traps or spells based on whatever zone a Mekk Knight monster is in. You could probably play more hand traps in here, like Droll Knockbird for going 2nd, because usually this deck can OTK pretty fast. And other hand traps would be like, or side deck cards could be Pankratops, evenly matched. Basically just going second hate cards for, you know, back row heavy decks. You could play Red Reboot. Like, you're already playing the Kaijus in here, which gives you an inherent advantage against Thunder Dragon and Sky Striker. So side deck, like, it's literally just up to you and what you're going to be playing against, but just covering the basic things. Red Reboot, evenly matched, more hand traps. You could, again, play the World Legacy Whispers card for, like, a Sky Striker matchup, or Altergeist. Well, not Altergeist, but I guess it would be for more Striker. And then everything else is sort of just what you usually play against in your local area. Anyways, so yeah, that's going to do it for this profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I'm going to be doing some more duels with this video in the future. And yeah, as always, WinnerKill signing out. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks so much for watching.